Hello, good morning class. So this is your science teacher, Ma'am Tanya Bernardo, and welcome to our Science 101. So last time we discussed all about the sexual reproduction in plants and animals. So we all know that sexual reproduction involves the fusion or union of gametes from the male and the female organisms. Okay? So this time class, we're going to discuss all about the ecological relationships. Okay class, so here we go. Let us proceed to our discussion. Okay, so first class, let us define what is ecological relationship. So we all know that an ecological relationship refers to the relationship between interacting organisms in an ecosystem. The dependency of organisms on each other could either benefit or harm each organism in the relationship. So, ibig sabihin daw nitong ecological relationship, there is a relationship, sana all, in the interacting organisms in an ecosystem. Ito ay patungkol naman sa ating ecosystem, no? So interactions that bring about positive relationships include mutualism and commensalism. So later we will going to discuss this relationship, yung mga types, But in a positive relationship, we have the mutualism and commensalism. Interactions that bring about negative relationships, ito naman yung mga negatibo, include predation, parasitism, and competition. Okay? So, there are types of ecological relationships. Okay. We have number one, we have mutualism. So, this is a relationship wherein both organisms benefit from each other. So, ibig sabihin, pareho silang nakikinabang sa isa't isa. So, there are three types of mutualism. Okay? Under of this, we have the trophic mutualism. Number 2, we have defensive mutualism. And number 3, we have dispersive mutualism. Okay, so alamin natin what is the difference between the three. Okay, so in the trophic mutualism class, both organisms receive benefits from each other. So, ibig sabihin in the trophic, pareho silang nakikinabang. In many trophic mutualisms, plants provide energy they harness from photosynthesis to their partner species. Okay, so ano yon? Alamin natin. Number 1, we have the lichens. Lichens from a mutualistic relationship between fungi and algae. Okay, so we already discussed what is fungi, what is algae. Okay, the fungus provides water and nutrients for alga. And the alga provides food for the fungus. So, ibig sabihin daw, itong fungus na ito or yung fungi, siya yung nagbibigay ng pagkain at ng sustansya kay alga. How about naman si alga? So, si alga naman or si algae, siya yung nagpo-provide ng pagkain para kay fungus or kay fungi. So, ibig sabihin class, pareho silang nakikinabang sa isa't isa. Kasi kung wala si fungus, hindi makakapagbigay siya ng tubig at sustansya kay alga. Kung wala naman si alga, hindi rin naman siya makakapagbigay ng pagkain kay fungus. So, ibig sabihin, meron silang ginagampanan sa bawat isa. Okay, class? Okay. So, number 2, class, we have rhizobium bacteria convert nitrogen into ammonia, which is needed by legumes to produce proteins. Okay, class. So, we have here an example, the legumes. The legumes then provide carbohydrates for rhizobium bacteria in a form of mallet. So, ibig sabihin daw, ito si legumes daw ay nagpo-provide naman ng mga carbohydrates. Ito yung magsiserve as pagkain ni rhizobium bacteria. Okay, class? Para daw ito ay makapag-produce naman ng proteins. So, number 3, protozoa live in the guts of termites to protect themselves from the environment outside the termites' bodies, which is harsh on them. At the same time, this protozoa help termites digest the cellulose in the wood they eat. Okay. So in this example number 3, so yung protozoa daw class na na-discuss natin nung nauna, so live in the guts of termites. So para daw maprotektahan nila yung kanilang sarili doon sa environment outside the termites bodies, sa labas. Okay, so at the same time daw, yung protozoa na yun ay tinutulungan yung mga termites para ma-digest yung cellulose na nasa kahoy kasi yun yung kanilang pagkain mismo. Okay? So letter A, we have the nodules present in legumes indicate the presence of rhizobium bacteria. These bacteria help fix nitrogen for the plant to use. Yan. So ito yung mga nodules na nasa kahoy. Ayan. So ito ay indicate the presence of bacteria. So ibig sabihin merong mga bacteria na present dito sa nodules na to. So yung mga bacteria na daw na yun ay tumutulong para daw magkaroon ng nitrogen para magamit ng mga halaman. No? Next we have B. So ito na yun. Lichens usually can be found on the barks of trees. Yan. So yung mga kahoy na makikita ninyo, yung mga punong kahoy na yan, kung may makikita kayong mga kulay puti, so ito daw ay mga lichens. Yan. Okay, next we have letter C. Inside the termites' gut live protozoa that help the termites digest the cellulose in the wood. So ito yung mga termites na yan. Iba't ibang klase ng termites para mabilis nilang ma-digest yung cellulose na nasa wood. Okay, number 2, we have defensive mutualism. So one species receives food or shelter, and the other one protects its partner from predators or parasites. Okay, so alamin natin what is defensive mutualism naman. Okay, so examples of organisms having this kind of relationship are the following. So number 1, acacia trees provide ants with food and shelter. So in return, ants protects the tree from its natural enemies. Example, animals that eat its leaves or vines that cling to it. Okay, so next is number 2, we have the ants feed on the sugary honeydew left behind by aphids. In exchange, the ants protects the aphids from predators and parasites. In fact, honey ants will go to unusual lengths to ensure the health of the aphids in their care. Okay? In figure 6.2.2, in letter A, an ant eats the food from the acacia tree. So, alam natin na yung mga langgam, so mahilig silang tumira, especially dun sa mga puno, dun sila kumukuha ng kanilang pagkain. No? And in letter B, a black ant tends to aphids. So, makikita natin itong black ant na ito. So, ito, pinoprotektahan niya itong mga aphids na ito. Okay? So, kadalasan makikita natin sila dyan doon sa mga baging. Ayan. So, kadalasan din sa mga puno. Okay. So, yan yung kanilang yan yung kanilang mga kadalasang ginagawa. Okay? Okay. So, next, number 3, we have interspersive mutualism. One species receives food in exchange for the pollen or seeds of its partner. So insects, birds, and mammals are involved in pollination and seed dispersal, and flowering plants produce nectar to attract insects and birds. So examples of organisms in dispersive mutualism are bees. Yung mga bees, yung mga bubuyog. So bees suck nectar from the flower as the flower gets pollinated by them. Okay, so as we can see in this picture, a bee pollinating a flower. So ano ba yung ginagawa ng mga bee na yan, ng mga insects, ng mga birds? Yan. So, they involve po in the pollination. So na-attract sila dun sa mga bulaklak. Yan. At kasi alam natin naman, yung mga bulaklak, di ba gustong-gusto nila? Kasi meron itong nectar, that attract insects and birds. Kinukuha nila yon at kinakain nila. So, ito yung tinutukoy naman when it comes in dispersive mutualism. One species receives food in exchange for the pollen. So, yung bulaklak naman class, anong mangyayari? siya ay mapopollinate, kasi yung kanyang buto ay madadala ng mga birds, ng mga insects. Ano po? Okay, so let us proceed to the commensalism. So, commensalism is a relationship in which one species benefit from the association with another organism, but the other organism receives no benefit or harm. Okay, so in the commensalism class, ito daw po yung uri ng relationship which is yung isang species po ay nakikinabang or na benefits while yung isa naman po ay hindi siya nakakatanggap ng anumang uri ng benepisyo, pero hindi rin naman siya nakakasakit, or nakakasama. So, examples of organisms having this kind of relationship are the following. Okay, so number 1, we have the wood and plants give nutrients to epiphyte or ferns. Okay, number 2, we have sea anemones protect lungfishes from larger predatory fishes. Okay, and number 3, we have barnacles are sometimes attached to a large marine organism. This allows the barnacles to have greater access to food. So, tingnan natin, okay? Okay, so in the letter A class, ito po yung epiphyte. Yan, yung mga nakasabit doon sa puno. Epiphyte ferns clinging on the branch of a tree. Ito class ay hindi naman nakakasama dun sa puno. No? Okay, and the letter B, clownfish hiding within the tentacles of the sea anemone. Okay, so bakit kaya ginagawa ng clownfish yun? So para hindi siya makita ng mga malalaking isda, para siya ay maging safe doon, doon sa mga sea anemone. Kaya siya ay nagtatago. And then letter C, barnacles attached to the skin of a whale. Yan yung mga barnacles na yan. So, naka-attach daw ito or nakadikit ito doon sa balat ng whale. Yung malaking isda. Okay? Next, have the predation. Okay? So, predation, it is a relationship in which one species benefits from killing another organism. So, ito daw ay uri ng relationship which is yung isang species naman po ay nakaka-benefits sa pamamagitan ng pagpatay ng ibang klase ng organism. So, there are two participating organisms. We have the predator and the prey. So, the predator is the animal that lives by killing other members of one species, and the prey is the animal taken by the predator as food. We all know yung predator po, ay nabubuhay para pumatay ng iba't ibang klase ng species. And yung prey naman, syempre, siya yung gagawing pagkain ng predator. Okay, we have an example of predation as seen in figure 6.2. So, pagdating sa halaman, meron din class. So, ito pong klase ng halaman na ito, this is a pitcher plant, which is kapag pumupunta po yung mga insects doon, ayan, sa loob, so ito ay madadigest ng kanilang katawan. Okay? So, halimbawa, merong mga langaw, lamok, so madadigest po ng pitcher plant kung ano mang uri ng insekto yung papasok doon. No? Okay, so another po na kalahi na itong mga pitcher plant na ito, okay, another is the Venus flytrap. So, yung Venus flytrap na yun class, ay ganun din, siya ay kumakain din ng mga insects, kayang-kaya niyang kainin yung mga maliliit na palaka, yan. So, that is the example of the predation. Okay, class? Okay, next po is the parasitism. It is a relationship in which a parasite benefits from its host. The host is always harmed in this kind of relationship. A parasite may be an ectoparasite or an endoparasite. Okay, class. So, in the parasitism naman, ito yung uri ng relationship which is yung parasite po ang nagkakaroon ng benepisyo doon sa kanyang tinitirhan from its host. Pag sinabing host, ito yung mga pwedeng tirhan, like yung mga human, ayan, like yung mga animal, yan. So, the host is always harmed. Yung mga host daw lagi ang na-harm sa ganitong uri ng relationship. Okay? So, may binanggit ditong dalawa. It is ectoparasite or endoparasite. Pag sinabi nating ectoparasite class, it is found outside the body of the host. And when we say endoparasite, this is found inside the body of the host. So, example, in the ectoparasite, yung sa mga hayop, mga sa aso, yung mga garapata na makikita natin. So, na-harm po yung host or yung dog. Bakit? Kasi sinisipsip nila yung dugo na nandun sa aso para maging pagkain nila. So, ibig sabihin, ang napiperwisyo lagi ay yung host. And in the endoparasite, ito yung mga worm na nakatira doon sa loob ng katawan, for example, ng aso. Pwede rin natin siyang makita, especially doon sa human body. Doon sila karaniwang makikita. So, itong mga worm na ito ay kumukuha ng sustansya. Hindi lamang doon sa mga aso, kundi pati na rin doon sa mga tao para sila ay mabuhay. Okay, so yan yung example when it comes in the endoparasite. Okay, so examples of parasitism and others that are shown in figure 6.2.6. Okay, in letter A, ticks found underneath the fur of dogs. Ito yung mga garapata na sinasabi ko kanina. And letter B, ascaris, a type of tapeworm that lives in the intestines of mammals, including humans. Yan. So, ito po yung example ng parasitism. Okay? Next class, we have the competition. It is an interaction between or among organisms when there are limited resources. Ito daw yung uri naman ng interaction sa mga organisms kapag limitado lamang yung pagkukunan. So there are two types of competition. We have interspecific and intraspecific. When we say intraspecific competition, it is a competition between or among organisms within the same species. So, ibig sabihin, pag intra, kaparehong species. On the other hand, interspecific competition is a competition between or among organisms from two different species. Magkaiba naman silang species. From two different. So, we have an example here in figure 6.2.7. Okay. In letter A, two peacocks are fighting as the peahen searches for a mate. So, naghahanap ng mate itong peahen na ito. But, para magkaroon ng mahanap na mate, so, dahil wala ng ibang mahanap dun sa kanilang lugar, so, alam natin na yung peacocks, bago sila mag-mate, nag-aaway muna sila. And letter B, weeds compete with other crops for nutrients in the soil. As you can see in this picture, so, madaming damo. For example, ang nakatanim dito ay mga sitaw. So, magko-compete itong dalawa. Magkakaroon ng kompetensya dahil parehas silang mag-aagawan doon sa sustansya na nasa soil. Okay? So, this is an example naman when it comes in competition. Okay, class. So, we are done with our discussion. So, this time, what have you learned in our discussion for today? Okay? So, we learned that ecological relationship is very important in our ecosystem. Every part has its own duties in maintaining the natural law of the ecosystem. If there are part or one that become endangered, there is a possibility that all the remaining parts would be in danger. So, ibig sabihin class, in the ecological relationship, merong ginagampanan bawat isa. Okay? So, kung meron man na nauubos na, for example, yung mga halaman, then hindi na magiging balance yung ating relationship ng ating ecosystem. No? Okay. So, if you have any questions, class, or clarifications, kindly ask me. So, that's it for now, and goodbye, class!